Why was the chief engineer absent at the Brooklyn Bridge's opening? The United States is a young country in terms of history, but as a latecomer, its development in the 19th and 20th centuries was rapid. Over 150 years ago, New York began to expand its urban area exponentially. Brooklyn became part of its metropolitan area, but the Hudson River's obstruction caused inconvenience for citizens. Thus, an architect named John Roebling proposed a solution: to build a bridge over the Hudson River, connecting Manhattan and Brooklyn. This bridge would become the longest in the world at that time. However, since John was a German immigrant and the project was enormous, the bridge construction project could not be finalized for a long time. John advocated for this project for 15 years. Due to his persistence, construction of the Brooklyn Bridge finally began in 1869. Unfortunately, John had waited too long and was not as healthy as he used to be. Shortly after taking on the project, he developed tetanus and was unable to supervise the workers on site. In his rush to advance the project, John ignored the doctor's orders and refused treatment, frequently visiting the construction site, which worsened his condition. He passed away soon after, filled with regret. John's son, Washington Roebling, inherited his father's ambition and became the new chief engineer of the bridge. Understanding the Brooklyn Bridge's significant role in architectural history, he was highly motivated and participated in the daily on-site work. Soon, the bridge pilings began to be driven deep into the riverbed, with Washington leading by example, diving into the river to complete the piling operations. However, even at the age of 35, he could not withstand the enormous pressure underwater and developed severe diver's disease, Cassoon disease. This condition causes brain hypoxia, leading to dizziness and unconsciousness. By the time the two bridge pilings were firmly erected in the Hudson River, Washington was completely paralyzed and could no longer visit the construction site. Nevertheless, he did not give up and remained concerned about the bridge's progress. Living close to the bridge, he had his wife, Emily, push him to the balcony daily to observe the construction site through a telescope. He would dictate instructions, which Emily recorded and conveyed to the workers. To assist her husband effectively, Emily also learned mathematics, serving both as a nurse and an assistant engineer. She firmly believed that her husband would successfully complete the bridge. Day by day, the bridge grew longer, but some people opposed the project, doubting that a sick man could complete such a massive undertaking. Rumors even spread that Washington had lost his mind and could not perform his duties. Faced with these rumors, the project board considered replacing him. Seeing this, Emily was anxious. The Brooklyn Bridge was a result of her husband's sacrifices, and she could not let others take credit for his work. Emily sought support from the New York public and delivered a moving speech at the American Society of Civil Engineers. The male engineers in the audience were deeply touched, applauding continuously and expressing their support for Emily. Ultimately, the board voted to let Washington continue as the chief engineer until the project's completion. The following year, the bridge was finally completed. On the day of its opening, 150,000 people walked across the bridge, their faces beaming with smiles, cheering for what was then the world's largest bridge. However, the Roebling couple did not appear at the celebration, as Washington's health no longer allowed him to move around. Until his death, he never got to set foot on the Brooklyn Bridge he had built.